World War II was not just a war between armies. It was a war that changed borders, destroyed cities, and reshaped the world forever. To understand how it happened, we must go back to the end of World War I. After World War I ended in 1918, many countries were left broken. Germany, in particular, was forced to accept blame for the war and faced heavy punishment under the Treaty of Versailles. Its economy collapsed, people lost jobs, and anger grew. In times of suffering, people often look for strong leaders, and that is exactly what happened. In the early 1930s, Adolf Hitler rose to power in Germany. He promised to restore national pride, rebuild the economy, and make Germany strong again. At the same time, similar aggressive governments were rising elsewhere. Benito Mussolini in Italy and militarist leaders in Japan. These nations believed in expansion. They wanted more land, more resources, and more power. The world was watching, but it did little to stop them. In 1939, everything changed. Germany invaded Poland on September 1, 1939. This act forced Britain and France to declare war on Germany. World War II had officially begun. Using a fast and deadly strategy called blitzkrieg, meaning lightning war, Germany quickly conquered much of Europe. Poland fell. Then Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France followed. By 1940, Nazi Germany controlled a large part of Europe. Britain stood almost alone. Under the leadership of Winston Churchill, Britain resisted German air attacks in what became known as the Battle of Britain. Despite heavy bombing, Britain did not surrender. This marked one of the first major failures for Hitler. Meanwhile, the war was expanding beyond Europe. In Asia, Japan had already been invading parts of China since the 1930s. Seeking dominance in the Pacific, Japan attacked the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. This surprise attack killed thousands and pushed the United States into the war. Now the conflict truly became global. The world was divided into two major sides: the Axis powers, Germany, Italy, and Japan, and the Allied powers, Britain, the United States, the Soviet Union, and others. One of the most brutal chapters of the war unfolded on the Eastern Front, where Germany invaded the Soviet Union in 1941. The fighting was massive and deadly. The turning point came at the Battle of Stalingrad, where Soviet forces defeated the German army after months of horrific combat. From this moment on, Germany began to lose ground. At the same time, another tragedy was taking place. The Nazi regime carried out the Holocaust, a systematic genocide that killed around 6 million Jews, along with millions of others including Roma people, disabled individuals, and political opponents. Concentration camps and death camps became symbols of unimaginable human cruelty. As the war continued, the Allies slowly gained strength. In 1944, Allied forces launched D-Day, landing on the beaches of Normandy in France. This massive invasion opened a new front in Western Europe and marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. By 1945, Allied troops were closing in from both east and west. Berlin was surrounded, Adolf Hitler committed suicide, and Germany surrendered in May 1945. But the war was not over yet. In the Pacific, the fighting between the United States and Japan was intense and costly. To force Japan's surrender, the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. These bombings caused immense destruction and loss of life. Shortly after, Japan surrendered. World War II was officially over. The cost of the war was devastating. Over 60 million people lost their lives. Entire cities were destroyed. Families were torn apart. The world had witnessed the deadliest conflict in human history. But from the ruins came change. The United Nations was created to prevent future wars. Europe began rebuilding. New superpowers emerged, the United States and the Soviet Union, leading to a new era known as the Cold War. World War II taught the world painful lessons about power, hatred, silence, and responsibility. It showed what can happen when aggression goes unchecked, and why remembering history matters. Because when history is forgotten, it has a way of repeating itself.